Watch Dr. Drew's new show at 9 on HLN. Weeknights on HLN.
Now, what if you were going blind and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it? One condition is so crippling it has even the medical community bewildered, struggling. E.J. Scott is gradually losing his sight due to the rare genetic disorder. It's called choroidoderemia. I hope I got it right. There is no cure, but it's not slowing him down. He's embarked on a journey to raise money and awareness by running in 12 marathons over the next year. Blindfolded. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm E.J. Scott, and you've got 12 marathons in 12 different states in 2012, all blindfolded for a cure. Choroideremia actually is a hereditary degenerative eye disease that attacks peripherally and erodes it slowly over time until total blindness. Since 2003, when I got diagnosed with choroideremia, I've been involved with a lot of different fundraising events, and hopefully I will be raising an average of at least $12,000 per marathon. That must be crazy. The money raised for the marathons, hopefully $144,000 by the end of 2012, will probably be going to a doctor in Pennsylvania. She's helped a eye disease called Leber's in the past, and she's done amazing things with that, and she's convinced that she can do the same thing with choroideremia.
Joining me now is the doctor E.J. was just talking about, Dr. Jean Bennett. She's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, currently doing research on choroideremia. And E.J. Scott is here with me. He was diagnosed with this disorder at age 28. That's about 7 years ago, and since then has lost more than 80% of his vision. How do you deal with this, E.J.? I mean, you know it's going to keep happening, and you know it from the moment of the diagnosis. I guess your grandfather had the condition, so you knew what it meant.
My grandfather had it. He died before I was diagnosed with it, or I knew why he was blind, really. And how I deal with it, I deal with it mostly by doing benefits and fundraising and
trying to make a difference.
Trying to make a difference, yeah. Trying to be part of the solution and not just sit around.
Do you have kids?
I don't.
Are you planning to have kids?
I'd like to have kids.
Is that something you'd want to do any kind of genetic screening, or are there genetic screening tests for that?
There might be. I'm not so sure. But if I have a son, they should be. If I have sons, they'll be okay. If I have daughters, they'll be carriers. So I'm hoping for sons.
So it's a sex-linked, sex-linked disorder.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have tried to illustrate what EJ's vision loss looks like from his point of view. So watch this, and EJ, you tell me if this is similar to what is happening.
Let's see.
You said it's like looking through. You told this to my producer, like looking through two paper towel rolls. Is that sort of the? Although it's not. It's binocular. It comes together a bit.
Yeah, I would say it comes together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it comes together. But yeah, that's more or less. Yeah.
And let's look at the eye disease as it affects the eye itself. Here's what a healthy retina looks like, and we're going to compare that to a degenerated retina with choroideremia. There we go. On the left, as you're looking at your screen, the healthy eye and the damaged eye there on the right with the yellow. Dr. Bennett, as I understand it, this disorder occurs, as we've discussed, it occurs mostly in males. It's a sex-linked disorder. It starts in childhood as night blindness. What is the future for this disorder? It's, I don't want to get into what it is. It's a protein, the sort of folding of a protein that sustains the health and oxygen to the retina. And the photoreceptors, the part of the eye that receives light, starts to break down. What's the future for this disorder?
Well, we're really excited about the future because right now there's no treatment, certainly no cure for this disease. But we now know what the gene is, what the protein encoded by the gene does, and we have the tools to be able to go in and deliver a healthy copy of that gene to the diseased cells. So we think, based on our evidence and other evidence from other investigators, that it's going to be possible to go in and correct the defect and at least halt the disease in its tracks, preventing total blindness, such as what EJ's grandfather suffered.
So you use what, a viral carrier or something? How do you inject the gene in there?
That's right. It's essentially a neutered virus, a virus which delivers the normal copy of the gene, gets it into the cells, and allows those cells to produce the right protein. But the virus doesn't replicate and cause disease. It's essentially piggybacking the gene into the cell.
And Dr. Bennett,
we know from
Go ahead. I was going to say that this is a disorder that's reminiscent of retinitis pigmentosa, which is something that maybe more people have heard about. Is that receiving more attention and more research dollars than choroideremia?
Yes, it has until recently. Thanks to the Choroideremia Research Foundation, also known as CRF, there's been a huge effort to try to develop a treatment for choroideremia. Choroideremia is really a form of retinitis pigmentosa, but it's one that really hasn't been considered until recently to be part of that whole set. It's one of the retinal degenerative diseases.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. EJ, I want to talk about your story. I mean,
Okay.
it's pretty inspirational. So
Thanks, Dr. Bennett.
You go there. Yeah, there you go. You're going out there. You're going to support her. You're going out blindfolded.
Yes,
Part of
sir.
the blindfold is to protect your eyes from the sun, too, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
the sun
I'm
is
super sunlight sensitive.
well, it also damages those proteins further that you're
Exactly,
trying to protect.
exactly.
But again, I think people are watching this want to know you. You know, what's the future like for you? I mean, you're obviously this great guy, you're this great looking guy,
Hey,
and you're
come on.
losing your eyesight. And damn, you know, how does he do this?
It's tough. The hardest thing is that it affects my whole family. I got a brother who's got it. I got a 7-year-old nephew who's got it. I've got a 3-year-old nephew who might have it. We haven't tested him yet. So that's the hardest thing, is that it's just affecting all of us.
How do you keep such a positive attitude? Again, I've got viewers out there that have a lot less to deal with, that are a lot more unhappy than you.
I appreciate that. I try to. I think, like I said, fundraising really helps me.
To service.
I would say so. But don't get me wrong. I definitely have my down times, and I've cried a lot of tears. But I just get back up, and what's the next step? You know, what else can I do?